Hello there, it is Pete over at the Sampleist, and today we are bringing you something slightly different. We are going to be checking out some Fracture Sounds summer sale highlights. Years ago, Fracture Sounds began their developer journey as primarily a creator of character pianos. Through the years, they have focused on different instrument families while developing their own Kontakt engine. With a sophisticated GUI, layered atmospheres, and intuitive controls, Fracture Sound instruments have become a mainstay in my own composing palette. In this video, we're going to check out some of my most used instruments, the ones that I reach for time and time again, and of course I've thrown it into a 1-hour composing challenge. All Fracture Sounds libraries run in the free Kontakt player, and they are all NKS compatible. While the prices will vary, please remember with any purchase during the sale period you will receive the brand new Orchestral Atmospheres library. I will also link the video that I made a couple of weeks ago for that library. I'd like to take the opportunity to thank Fracture Sounds for sending over a plethora of instruments over the past few years. While we do get the instruments for free, it doesn't in any way cloud our thoughts, ideas or judgments. We are just working composers giving you our views. And I have to say, Fracture Sounds really are creating amazing instruments. So without further ado, let's check out the Fracture Sounds summer sale. I've decided I'm going to shoot the video in DAW view. So I've loaded up a Cubase project and 13 different instances of Kontakt. Right at the top, you can see we've got Midnight Grand all the way down to Orchestral Atmospheres. And yes, the color coding system is linked directly to the GUI of the instruments. We're going to start off with the first Fracture Sound instrument that I ever bought, and also one of their earliest instruments, the Midnight Grand. It's absolutely stunning. And of course, these instruments have been recently updated. And I've talked about the development of the GUI and the controls of all of these instruments. And this is kind of like the quintessential Fracture Sound instrument. It sounds gorgeous, the sampling's amazing, but we've got all of these different controls. So just really, really quickly, because a lot of these instruments share these, we've got different layers going on. So there's 3 different layers, and you can really hear that in the ambience. And you can mute, for example, the piano. And just have the different layers at play. And then we've got different color. So you can have it a little bit lighter or darker. And then timbre shift. Stereo width. And atmosphere intensity. So it's how much of these layers you hear. And then great features. If you don't want any different sounds. So we've got just the sound of the piano. I've turned the hammers off and the pedal as well, which is great. Let's bring those back up. And you can adjust the room tone and the reverb. Have it nice and close. Gorgeous. So that's the Midnight Grand. Now you've got all of these different presets as well. If I do use the previews for this, because we don't have time to actually load all the instruments up and play through them. Got intimate, peaceful, staged, and a couple more. It's a really, really versatile sounding piano. So that's Midnight Grand, and we're going to look at the Homestead Piano next. Again, this is one of their newer pianos, and I just think it sounds gorgeous. And for every different instrument, I'm changing key, by the way. So. And this was Will Bedford's home piano, I do believe. Yes, memory serves me correctly. So we do have a full-length video on this one. I will load up a couple of different presets for this one as well. So we've got Rainy Days. Really captures a rainy day, doesn't it? Let's go cinematic shimmers. Absolutely gorgeous. So, Homestead Piano, marvelous. Glacier Keys, just another one. This is their harmonic piano library. So this is the last library we're going to feature that is just that is a piano. And I wanted to show off a couple of different pianos so you get an idea of the different characters. This is, yeah, it's just beautiful. It really is. So that's their soft preset. If I was to load up the standard preset, I'm going to turn the previews off as well. Normally, if you're quick enough, they don't load. Here we go. Dramatic. Love them. They're very, very cool for doubling with other pianos as well. And then we got the Moonlight Celeste. I'm a sucker for a good celeste. I've said it many times on this channel. But yeah, I love this one. And of course, when I load the GUI, it's got all the same controls. And again, you just know where you are with a Fracture Sounds library. So if I do, for this one, let's do Prophecies, so we get an idea of the sound design. It reminds me of Dark Souls 2. There we go. If you're a From Software fan, you might know what I'm saying. Voyage dans la Lune. Sounds lovely, and that's a great example of a preset not using the raw sound, just using the layers. Lovely. So that's the Moonlight Celeste, and then we're going on to a slightly new one. We've got solo string formations, and this is quite new to me as well. So again, we do have a full video on this. So I've actually loaded up Aeroliths just to get an idea of what it sounds like. So this is one of their 3-layer engine instruments. So you can see as the mod wheel goes up, it blends the 3 layers together. You can randomize. Absolutely beautiful. And of course, if I load up chordal textures, so it's very organic as well. Slow trill. And my favourite articulation, flautando shimmers. They're just gorgeous. Again, we do have a full video on solo string formation, so do check it out. But yeah, my goodness. And then Emotive Woodwind Soloist Clarinet I've loaded up first. I love these soloists. So this is the legato. I absolutely love the room sound on these. If I do slow sustains. Just love that attack. The shorts are amazing. Absolutely brilliant. If I go back to the legato, and I do love just putting a nice generous reverb on. Also helps I play the right keys. So of course all the sounds are out of the box, but when I'm composing, I just love the atmosphere it creates. Of course you can do that in the instrument as well, but we very rarely show instruments by adding extra plugins. So it's really cool just playing around with your own sounds. So the flute as well, I absolutely adore this flute. And I've got to say, why do I adore it so much? Listen to that progressive vibrato. Absolutely beautiful. So that's only two of the soloists. In fact, if I do just show you, there's oboe, cor anglais, bassoon. There is, I believe, a piccolo as well. Yeah, really, really cool. And lots of extended articulations as well. And I should point out the the articulation instruments, you can actually lower the footprint by reducing the amount of articulations loaded as well. Always useful. Then we've got the brass band soloists. This is the ensemble, the warmest brass I've ever heard. Yeah, it just reminds me of Christmas. And here's the solo horn. I will bring the GUI up for this. Absolutely great. And with these as well, we've got all these additional controls, and you can adjust the latency for the legato, for example. If you compose to the grid, I set the negative delay at -150, so you still get the start of the sample, but of course you get that gorgeous legato transition as well. Really, really useful having these controls. But again, Tonito. Tonito. Oh, God. Tonito. Oh, I said it wrong twice. Performance shorts. So the shorts adjust depending on how you are playing the controller. Lovely. And you get solo euphonium, obviously the ensemble we heard, flugelhorn, soprano cornet, and solo cornet. So again, do check out our video on that one. Box Factory. This is an instrument I absolutely love. So Box Factory was just created a couple of years ago from boxes, and it is punchy as anything. Absolutely love it. So that's just the natural hits. If I load up the aggressive main instruments, you can hear the difference. So to think that is made from boxes is absolutely incredible. And of course, it's got different types of hits, so high hits and clacks. And brush hits. So yeah, really cool. Now, here's the thing. If I load up low hits, natural. So in the composition you're going to hear, I've actually used the arpeggiator in the rhythm, and I created a boom as well. So the boom's really, really easy. You just do a hybrid wall till you just get the low frequencies. And a really, really long reverb. So I'll put Cathedral on there. There are boom sounds actually in Box Factory, but I do like creating my own. So you've got loads of different usable booms. Now, when it comes to the rhythm's really, really cool because there is a arpeggiator. So if I just play... Okay, sounds absolutely great. You can adjust the velocity, adjust the attack. Really, really cool. And then if I add Pro R2 and then Timeless... So you got loads of instant cinematic rhythms. If I also put that same EQ on. Is it the same EQ? Oh no, I put a high. Put it higher. So you can create some really cool pulses as well. I absolutely love Box Factory. Let's go for Petrichor. So Petrichor is, of course, that smell after the rain. Gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. This is the full ensemble, so it's a Woodwind bass library, and yeah. Absolutely amazing, very, very textural. This is Wild Wisps. Spores. Just amazing. So it's split into high winds and low winds, and there's alternate recordings as well. Yeah, it's just a gorgeous library. And then finally, we've got Orchestral Atmospheres, which is the free library that you get if you make a purchase during this sale period. And I did a really sort of more in-depth video. There we go, a couple of weeks ago. Again, it's just one of those that sounds beautiful. Just so delicate. I have to do orchestral counterpoint. And I'll do ambient heralds. That's going to keep going. absolutely gorgeous. Now there we go. There are other instruments I could have mentioned. There's, Hemisphere springs to mind. A whole host of the pianos. I do use them all, have to admit. There's some brilliant instruments, but these are the ones that I've decided to use for my composition. And I did say in the intro that I've used a lot of Fracture Sounds instruments in my own compositions and work for publishers. And this is the thing for me. The instruments are incredibly usable. They sound great. For a lot of the work that I write, they are just absolutely perfect and beautiful sounding. And like I say, that I always use the term the proof is in the pudding, because sometimes you can submit work and you get sort of told the instrument might sound dated or sounds a little bit harsh, and I've had nothing but compliments about Fracture Sounds instruments that I have used. So I put them all together in a composition. I gave myself an hour to create some kind of underscore, and everything you hear in that composition are all the instruments that are in front of you on the screen right now. And I think listening to everything working together is really, really important. So I've put some lovely serene imagery to this piece, and yeah, let's listen to the composition and then we'll have some very brief closing thoughts. Here we go. It is closing thoughts time, and normally we focus on a single instrument. However, today we have looked at lots of different Fracture Sounds instruments, a cross-section, if you will, and I really hope you've taken something away from this video. Maybe it's you've heard a new sound or a new instrument that you weren't aware of and you're going to check that out, or the composition perhaps was really, really useful because you can hear everything layered up together. Maybe you've been using these instruments for a really, really long time. I do remember when I bought the Midnight Grand many years ago, really excited, and I've got to say 6 years later it is still one of my most used pianos. I'd really like to take the opportunity to thank Fracture Sounds for sending over their different instruments over the last couple of years so we can make videos to showcase their development and of course their wonderful sounding instruments. I just think it's amazing seeing a company or a developer who started off focusing mainly on pianos and they sort of branched out, created their own identity in terms of their GUI, their atmosphere layers, their intuitive controls, but of course the theme that's going through all the libraries is the fantastic sampling and the incredible scripting and how well designed everything is. So thank you so much, Fracture Sounds, and of course please leave a comment on the video or a like on the video if you like what you saw. Let's get a conversation going. Maybe you're checking out some new instruments, maybe you've been using these for quite a while and you've had lots of success composing with them. So yeah, just let us know your thoughts. And Please do check out our other videos on YouTube. We have well over 350 now, so there's something for everyone. And of course, we always say it in every single video, the best way to support us is hitting that subscribe button. So the button has appeared on your screen. Please click, and then of course we will be very, very happy and keep making lots more videos. Until next time, have a great day and keep making that beautiful music.